had an amazing session with Anne yesterday. I'd love her to be here. Okay, first I want to wrap up expansion contraction. Does anybody want to share any final thoughts on how that unfolded for them or how you're applying it now? Any of the above?
Teresa, I would love to make a comment on it. I was reflecting back on my evolution of, and that's what I'm calling it, evolution of expansion and contraction. And of course, we all know with my personality, I love expansion, right? I mean, cartwheels, flips, bring it. Contraction historically for me has, I don't want to say painful, but uncomfortable, and not realizing the value of contraction and how much more, Becca, thank you for nodding. It's that it's that whole sense of peace. And Teresa, you gave me some guidance on that a couple of times, is it's not, we need that ebb and that flow. And even though I would like a lot more expansion all the time, that to really lean into the contraction and see it as a time, you used the word rest. And that for me has like I have goosebumps right now. That has changed my whole perspective of contraction. It has almost totally transmuted fear that I always brought into that contraction. And now I just picture myself kind of in a hammock at my grandma's place where she used to have with the earwigs, right? Um, of just being able to enjoy and lean into it and appreciate it. So thank you for that.
You're so welcome. And congratulations, because I think most people have that perspective that contraction isn't good. It's not useful. It's lazy. It's indulgent.
But
Or it's hard and painful.
mhm. Well, and punishment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not productive.
No,
Not productive. Well said. Yep. And yet it's vital and necessary, right?
absolutely. And I love the whole thing for me with rest because I have to remind myself that rest, to not feel guilty about rest. I just love that word now. Rest.
Go rest. Okay, she's coming. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Even when I first started teaching this, and you know this, um, Heidi, you were in the session where I would bring a guest in to bring sound healing so that we can experience expansion contraction, but invariably they would present contraction as dun dun dun. And it was like, okay, that's not what I meant. Wait a minute. So that's a universal perception, right? And that plays into societal conditionings that if you're not busy, you're not doing
Mhm.
anything worthy, which is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Heidi.
I echo Heidi's sentiments. This time around for me, I um, really understand the contraction piece. I don't feel guilty about it. In fact, that's where I have found um, most of my inspiration, all of my inspiration.
Well, and I want to reflect back, Vicky. One of the things that, yes, thank you, that we're seeing blossom in you is your precog, your
Right.
ability. I mean, off the charts, right? And you can't have precognition instances without contraction. You cannot.
Hmm. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick question. Heidi, what's an earwig?
Right? Thank you. What is an earwig?
Oh, you know those little earwig bugs?
Gross.
They, yeah,
Nervous.
see, yeah, you guys know they love kind of dark, damp areas. And if you keep a hammock out and it kind of like, yeah, they have little tentacles.
If you
And
pick a pot up, you'll typically find one.
yes,
It's a bug.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's a bug.
Yeah.
Like, what do I
Okay.
not know? That's so cool.
Nasty.
Oh, no.
And they're called like they don't really go in your ears though,
No.
right?
No.
I need to clarify. There's
Weird
not
name.
a lot that grosses me out, but that did. So, okay. Anne's on her way.
They're also called pincher bugs for just, in case you care.
Okay, whoever named them has a sadistic sense of
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know the history of the name, but that would be interesting to look at who came up with that?
Well,
You don't know if the original was in another language and that was a translation of it.
Great point, Cindy. Great point.
I will say they are ancient bugs, about 208 million years old.
Whoa.
I still don't like them.
Yeah.
I may respect him a little more, but I still don't like him.
Great point.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Wow.
And to your fear, Teresa, earwig comes from an Old English earwigga, which means ear wiggler, so named because the insect was once thought to seek out human ears to reside in. In France, they're called ear piercers. You're welcome.
Ugh.
Which hence that whole thing of they kind of like dark, warm, kind of moist areas. Why we find them under like mats or in a hammock or somewhere where you're not going to see them like ants crawling around
Wow.
out in public, as I say.
In the wild.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. Didn't expect to learn that today. All right. Here's Anne. Oh, good.
Teresa, can I just say two things about the color? That color on you is phenomenal because your third eye like is glowing, almost a reflection of that color. And Anne, thanks for getting the memo today.
I could not get in my computer. Didn't you hear me yelling at it?
And I have one more comment is this morning I got up to hurry and hightail it because it's going to be 93 here, but I needed to go for my walk to the dead people. I had more orbs than I have ever seen in one, like a lot that followed me. Teresa, that color. I have not had orbs that color and a deep blue and crystalline white.
Wow.
So thanks for being on the walk with me. If that was
Yeah.
supposed to be with what showed up, I'm grateful.
Wow, that is so cool. Wow. Well, I will say, Anne and I met yesterday, and last month at our meeting, I could see Anne's aura. Yeah. So it's fascinating how our abilities ebb and flow, isn't it? Because that's not, I keep telling him I don't want to see shit. I don't need to see shit. I had enough coming in my heads. And do you want to give us an update?
An update as there's a lot of updates. What's the update?
How you are doing? I mean, the last one was a big one with your sons and
Oh
everything.
my God. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a shit show. But that update. That update, I think, is moving, it's shifting. Yay. Because any shift is better than no shift, right? So I'm not sure how or what, but I feel positive and good energy over there. With myself, I feel positive and good energy. I've opened and released and cleared with Michael and Teresa and in the trees and in the forest bathing and all the things. That I'm just excited that finally I get to be who I am and who I wanted to be, or who I was all along. And I've released enough to be able to shine on my own. And I hope it is that light blue kind of turquoise green thing, because that's me. That's me. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, and if I might add a couple of statements. First, she's being supportive to the families without, by invitation,
Mm-hmm.
Which is the best way to help people change, right? So that your energy holds that opening, I think is significant. And that they're willing to have the courage to step in and the comfort to step in.
Mm-hmm.
And secondary, you're launching a couple of things that would you please
Oh my
tell
God,
them?
Teresa, it's that fear. It's like
I know.
whenever
That's
I
what-
say it, they're like, yes. And I'm like, wait. And it feels not humble,
yeah,
you know,
good.
but I'm a humble girl.
No, you're,
But I
you're
have
powerful.
to grow into it.
So what are you doing, Anne?
I'm going on a bike ride. I'm a 7. I'm just going to go take a break, because that's my therapy. That's my meditation, and sit with that and let it unfold and embrace it and be open.
And
Oh, you want to know about the Enneagram?
uh-huh.
You're, why don't you just say it?
No, I'm not
No.
good. No.
I've been studying the Enneagram for a decade, but not professionally, and I don't know everything, but I am fascinated with knowing different people's perspectives, and learning about how I can have different perspectives and come in from different angles to use those skills to go forward. And that is what the Enneagram is all about. The Enneagram is not about me being a 7 and all I want to do is be blissfully gluttonous and grab all the information and keep hopping and never do anything with it. It's more of me going, okay, yep, okay, this one, Enneagram, channeling, this is my wheelhouse. And then I'm going to go over and go, okay, how do I facilitate this? And that is the number 1 or the number 9, whichever. And then get it organized. And then, so what I'm going to do is offer a fun book. I don't have it right here, of learning from this very young author, the fun parts of the Enneagram. And the first part would be learning how to type yourself, or I will give you resources on how to get someone to type you, either through the EQ9 or through someone like Anne Murray that can help you type, and then read through your piece. If you're a 7, read through that, and then read through your bestie, your best friends, and try to figure out their type. And then as we talk, we will learn about each other in the group, but also then put on an issue like road rage and go, well, how would I deal with road rage? I just want to be happy. So I'm going to turn left and get away. I'll go out of my way to get away from road rage. The 2, which is so helpful, will say, oh, namaste, you're having a hard day. bless you, and let them go. And the 9 is like, hell no, you're wrong, and I'll fight you to the end, you know? So those different perspectives I can learn from, and so can the group. And I think they would be really rich. I'm all about the community and conversations of this.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm doing.
So she's facilitating
good.
2 groups, 2 new
Mhm.
groups.
Yeah. One in person and one online. And I'm going to put it out in WhatsApp and see who wants to do this. Try it out for 5 weeks. It's just a little pilot, something to play with. And I love play.
I can't wait.
Oh,
That's
Me
so fun.
too.
thank you. You make my heart big. And I'll make your heart big. It's just a fun thing to play with.
Mhm.
And it's not about therapy or the DSM or what you got to do. It's not any of that. It's more of who am I? This is how I see it. How do you see it? Oh, I could possibly see it that way too. Thank you for your time, Teresa.
You're welcome. And so I'm going to do it because I haven't been typed by the Enneagram. Every time I try and do it, they go, we don't know what you are.
Well, maybe you're integrated, that you're all of them at certain points.
Yeah.
And that's really the focus, is to be all of the points.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
But
never
you
heard
do
that.
have one from when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And that's how you go back. Because I was a 2, because I was a grandma of 8 kids. And that's what I did. But then when I went back and said, no, how was I at 17? Then I'm a 7.
There you go.
I thought we went to high school to make more friends. Who knew?
Ooh, that makes sense because I'm a 7 now, but when I did it when I first learned about it, like late college, I was a 3,
Yeah.
which like absolutely, and 3 is like the achiever. It's like the do stuff, get recognition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is exactly the type of where I was in life.
Hmm.
Wow.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. It's fun to play with.
That's
Mhm.
cool.
I can't
All
wait.
right.
I have no idea what I am. Never.
Well, I'm going to send out the book and the ways to get typed. And because I was a 2 and then I was a 4 and then I did the EQ9 test and they said, oh no, you're a 7. I'm like, okay. And then Anne Murray, who I know through the Minnesota chapter of the Enneagram, we had our conversation for free and she said, oh, you're so a 7. So
That's
Love
awesome.
cool. I look forward to doing it with you.
Yay.
So proud of you, Anne.
Thank you. All the crap is away so I can play now, be fun.
And even with the crap, you're going to play and have fun.
Oh, I am. It can
Yeah.
be over there.
Yep.
You know, it's like what I used to tell my clients. Well, here's your anxiety. Put it in this energy bubble. Put it over there and say, I'll be back with you in a while, but
Yeah.
you're safe.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Any other comments about expansion contraction? And thank you for that brave example of expansion, Anne.
Thank you.
All right. This month we focus on success. I'm going to share a screen, and as always, if you have questions, stop me. Bear with me while I get my other monitor set up. I don't know why it doesn't remember settings, you know? It would be smart if it did. Oops. All right. The traditional meaning of success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. And success is a very laden word. It's laden with societal conditioning. Most of it's attached to having positive outcomes. Oh, my crystal's in the way. Sorry, I can't see. There we go. It's dependent on our belief systems. It's very, very, very tied into our belief systems. So I want you to do what Becca just illustrated. You know, in college, I was a 2. What did success mean to me at that time? And what does it mean now? And contrast your evolution with your relationship with success. Because most of us tie success to accolades, financial gain, promotions, titles, what we own, our house, our car. There's nothing wrong with that. But those are external conditions. And because this is all about, you know, alchemy is all about creating through energy. What are the internal conditions you need to create for yourself to feel successful? What does success feel like in your body? Is it contentment? Is it exhilaration? And the reason I ask that is because if you can create that condition and hold the energy of that condition, and you've made that connection, you're going to naturally attract opportunities to meet your definition of success. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to offer that as you define success for yourself, that you also look at your legacy and future project what success means in your in the coming years. Because it taps into a natural expression of your purpose, whether you're aware of it or not. When you start to tap into legacy, thoughts, beliefs, images, you start to tap into your purpose because you've erased any of the pre-programmed perceptions that you hold, the societal conditioning. And you're saying, okay, let's set that aside. If I leave a legacy, what does that legacy contain? Trying to get to a slide that has, we'll get there. This. I love this quote. It is absolutely one of the best quotes I've ever seen because it doesn't talk about what he's done. It talks about who he is. It talks about what he values. It talks about what is success for him. So as you start to build a success statement for yourself, look at all aspects of your life. And I would start with month 1 in alchemy. What are your values, vision, purpose? What is your brilliance? How do you self-care? He's got self-care. There's more self-care in this statement than there is of anything else. All of these things feed who he is. And it speaks to character. To me, when I hear the word character, it's a little bit archaic. And here's why. We don't talk about character anymore. Right? And yet, when it comes down to it, sorry, I'm just connecting all the dots right now as I'm speaking. I love the way the universe works sometimes. Character is everything, isn't it? It is synonymous in my definition with being, which is my primary objective, to evolve the being. Right? So for me, success is continuous growth. Anything that allows me to continually expand my perception of myself in the world. And now we're going to come to the information that literally has been stewing in my energy fields for a month and a half. I want to talk about karma as it relates to success. And as always, I have to add some context. When we came into this life, there was an intricate plan. There was an intricate design of how our life was going to evolve. And it included the lessons we're going to learn for our soul's evolution. And the application of this evolution expressed through the human being occurs at two levels. Who you are being, it's going to teach the being something. And it's going to take you from A to B, right? And secondary, when you start to embody what you're learning, that's your contribution to the planet. That is how you serve. That is how you serve, right? And I want to contextualize service because service doesn't require action. Service is holding the energetic codes of what you've mastered through your karma. Is all this making sense? So our opportunity as we begin to look at success is to A, what is my primary karma in this life? What am I here to learn? To know that, to understand it. And then based on everything that you've learned over the last 5 months and your lifetime, what are the tools that will help me evolve my karma? Because they're your tools, right? They work for you. When I looked at karma, and this has come through two ways. One, through the soul contract information that I've been working with for the last couple of month and a half. And two, channeled information, because it didn't feel quite complete for me. And so here are primary karmic learnings. And as you look at this list, which one are you? Which one do you feel like you came into this life with? Now, we're going to express all of them at points of our lives, like Anne talked about with the Enneagram. There's times when you're going to want to go to war, right? There are times when you're simply going to react to life. There are times when you're going to act with reckless abandon because you don't want to take responsibility, right? So all of them play a role in our life, but there's a primary theme and maybe even a secondary and tertiary, but stick with the primary theme. Let's look at what is your primary theme. Anybody have any thought, Vicky? I know I could see your energy. is just-
Easy, foolish, react to life.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy to identify with that one, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
And I nailed it. I have been the top of my game in foolish and reacting to life in my younger years.
yeah. And you've taken every opportunity to learn and grow from this.
Yes.
The key is once you've identified it, it empowers you to determine how you want to harness that information. So let's look, and you're going to get, so I've done two things. You're going to get detailed information on each of them. I've also put together some worksheets. I know it's cold, right, Becca? We've been in the 90s and today it's like, I don't know, 60, 65. Yeah. It's nuts. Blanky's out. So we're going to look at each individual one. We're going to look at it from three perspectives. And again, literally, I was finishing this last night. I started this Monday. It all just came together, which is how it typically works. But slavery, subjugation, how many times have you given away your power? Right? How many times have you gone to the guru who's going to tell you what to do? Right? As opposed to somebody who's going to show you the way you can evolve it within yourself. Yeah. All right. Foolish react to life. The transformation is wisdom. It's wisdom. It's holding the energy codes of wisdom through discernment. And how do we do that, Vicki? By harnessing every single one of our tools. The precog that's coming in, right? That's a clear indication that you've moved out of the reactionary and into the response, the wisdom. And here I've listed some tools. Which ones are you harnessing, or all of them, depending on the situation? And the tools are, there's more. I know I could feel it as I was writing this out. I just didn't have the time to pull them all together. Lack or poverty, abundance. Okay, again, let's contextualize abundance. Abundance isn't money. Money is one aspect, a very small one. Abundance is unlimited resources, unlimited knowing, right? Abundance is time freedom, Never ever saying to yourself, I don't have enough time, which I just did, right? So when you look at abundance, really expand your perspective on what it is. And could you imagine holding the resonance of abundance in a homelessness camp? Right? Like that, holding, especially in this world now, because of how we look at abundance, holding that resonance is vital. And I'm not going to get political, but you know, there's lots of opportunities there. Barren or hopeless. This is all about connection and flow. There's an aspect of wisdom. There's an aspect of abundance. There's an aspect of permission to be, do, and have everything and anything you want. And the underlying is optimism. And this is life force. Like, could you imagine this is your karmic opportunity and you move into harnessing life force? What that influence will have? What the possibilities are? Reckless or loss? This one is the typical characterization is loss through death or somebody leaving. That's one of the most significant losses that we experience, right? So what if you had a different perspective on loss? It would be enlivening. It would be expansive. It would be filled with unity consciousness, right? Slavery and subjugation. This is a big theme right now. I mean, it's playing out all over the world, which is mind-boggling, given what year it is. But to eradicate or to move through or transform the karma of slavery or subjugation is to stand in your power, authority, autonomy, and sovereignty, right? And just picture the world if that resonance was circulated. Conflict, war. This is often rooted in not enoughness and the not wanting to be seen, right? If you push things away, if you go to war with something, they won't see the authentic you. There's an aspect of lack of vulnerability here. And The transformation is peace, harmony, collaboration. This is, yes, thank you. This is just coming in. The aspect of male dominance and the transformation is female magneticism and creation. This is what the planet's going through right now. There's a lot of this on the planet. And you've all heard me call this the global epidemic of a lifetime, self-worth and self-hate. This is literally coming into this life with the narrative already programmed, there's something wrong with me. I had it. I thought with all the intuitive stuff going on in my world, there was something wrong with me. And transformed its love and beauty. Self-love. And when you hold self-love, that's reflected out into the world. And the world becomes beautiful and amazing. And safety or doubt. And the objective is trust. When you are in trust, there is no doubt. There is no concern of safety. And this is mine. This is my lifetime. My lifetime theme is feeling safe on the planet. And I still go in and out. But I'm mostly in trust. And I know how to switch that channel. Sometimes I self-indulge, but this all comes from the premise that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. As Vicky's discovering with even the smallest thing, every single thing that comes into your life, every single thing that draws your attention is a message, is an information. Our challenge is we don't slow down long enough to receive them. I honestly believe we receive thousands of messages a day, and we maybe get 3. Right? Maybe 3. Heidi.
Teresa, thank you. You know, I love your word joytitude because you said something during the last 2, which mine, you know, resonate a lot with you. And then I throw in the self-doubt, right, of being able to sustain myself. But you said something that was really impactful, is it's what we put out when we are having that our internal environment is I love my science brain of homeostasis of I'm just so happy. And now out on my walk, I skip on this dirt road that I go down because not many people can see me. So they don't think I've lost my mind and send the cops. But I say the word joytitude as I am skipping. And I feel like, to be honest, that's why all those orbs have shown up. Because it's what I'm putting out is now I'm able to receive it back.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can see it filling you.
I mean, wow. I mean, it's such a, I like now I'm to talk about putting pieces together. I love this conversation because now it's all making sense. Well, of course.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier. I think that's the other piece for me that is that cycle in corporate America of things are always hard and success is hard. And I love bringing the joy and the happiness and the love internal so that we can give that back.
Yep.
Heidi, when you say orbs, can you say a little bit more about what those are?
So, Cindy, what I see, and this started about 2 years ago, they're like balls of light. They're unpredictable where they're located. And I also see an orb of a it talk about a hammock. It almost looks like the shape of a hammock that is this violet color. And that's in my backyard. And I think Teresa has confirmed that I have a portal, energy portal back there, which is why I picked this lot to have this house built. Um, and these orbs are different shapes, different colors. And I literally can just look out, like I look out now and I can just see them and they show up. And at first I thought, well, it's just a reflection because I looked at the sun and I'm seeing this. And no, because I see them at night too. So they are just almost some big as beach balls. Some are small little ones and they kind of dance around.
Thank you.
What was coming through, Heidi, when you were talking, and this follows on the one of the themes, and there were three from the 8-8 meditation, the Lionsgate meditation. More and more will start to show up because the consciousness on the planet is changing so rapidly. Yeah. So that's reflective of the energy that's available, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's an energetic signature. Yeah, that's fascinating. I wonder if you could look at a globe and see different color streams.
Oh, like it like as a map, kind of to see how it lights up.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I'd love to just share this about the energy portals and the infinity sign. So when we go to Hawaii, typically once a year, it's our big trip. We go to Kona and there's this they use it as a chapel. It's probably about the size of a big walk-in closet. It's not big at all. It's on the inlet. It has stained glass, and it's like one of my most favorite places in this entire planet, just because the energy and it has like three little pews on each side, and people rent it out for weddings. On my walk at the dead people, because it's a Catholic property, they have two little small buildings, again, the size of a walk-in closet, but built to look like little mini churches. And here's what's interesting is last week I put two and two together. Spokane and that little church, that energy, that little church building in Kona, and the middle is the waterfront of Seattle. And those two churches sit in the infinity circles on either end. Is that mind-blowing?
Oh my gosh.
Wonder if they're on ley lines.
Oh,
Hey, Vicky, turn your camera on and off and it'll refocus.
One thing at a time.
Okay.
Say that
It was-
again, Vicky.
I wonder if the two places are on ley lines, like yeah.
So what's the answer to that?
Heidi?
So ley lines are part of the energy grid, and I might not explain this. Teresa, you can correct me or add some commentary, is the energy grids of the planet are
Mhm.
aligned with certain patterns on the planet, and they create ley lines for where that energy runs.
And
Yep.
ancient temples are built on ley lines.
Yep. And the earth also has chakras.
Mhm.
And if you Google, you'll see where the different chakras are. So what do you think? Are those connected by a ley line, or are they on ley lines?
That's such a great, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I just felt the energy connection of Seattle with the water, and tabbing that into, for me, one of my guides is Godfather of the Sea that I met when I was in Kona a few years ago. And I feel like he brings that energy, and that the property that when you stand and look at this little white church building is all farmland behind it on a hill. And New Spirit Guide, Godfather of the land. And I feel like those two energies, like they resonate with each other. You need the water and the land.
Yeah. They are on ley lines for sure. And I would be fascinated to see, okay, this is just coming in. What color orbs are assigned to these different places? And you can just, you don't need to be there. You can
Yeah.
tune in, and then to look at what does the color's energetic signature represent? Right?
Yep.
So when I think of this blue, I think of peace and calm, right? When I think of oranges, I think of vibrancy and expansion. And somebody, each of us carry a color ray signature. I'm an orange ray. That is the ray that I'm aligned with. And there apparently are not a lot, or there wasn't a lot on the planet when she told me. This was 20 years ago. So understanding what that color means to you. And Cindy, you know this, reading tarots, every color on the tarot card, it represents an attribute or an aspect of, like, gold is, I can't remember, but yeah. Green is growth, kind of makes sense. Yeah. Gold is like royalty, or the higher aspects or something.
And it's crazy because the more you look at it and look at different sources, the broader those categories become with each chakra.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was a fun tangent. Thank you.
I just want to throw something in from early on in what you were talking about, and that is the issue around values. With my new staff 2 weeks ago, I pulled together a list of values that I don't know how many there were. It was an entire full page. And I asked them to go through and think about which ones and what level or way they related to each of those. And then from there to think about, okay, what are the top 6 to 10 that you can identify? Because we're wanting to identify values to incorporate and instill in a spiritual play program as key things. And what was really fascinating was where we kind of ended up in our conversation was, okay, you pick a value, but then you look at the constellation of all how the other values are all part of that. So what are key values? The gratitude was one of the first ones they chose. And because everyone was stressing about, well, we can't get to all of them. And I said, I know we can't get to all of them, but if we start, with kind of a core, we can expand that out so we can see even more how they're related. So it was just an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, guys, these are 3 to 9-year-olds we're talking about, okay? Not adults.
Even better, they're not tainted as bad. They should be teaching us. I love it. All right. Thank you, you guys. That was amazing. I love that. When you begin to look at your karma will highlight what your limiting beliefs are. Will also highlight the narratives that you've developed about yourself, what's available to you, what you can do, the effort required to do it. We've been told anything worth having is hard to get, right? So going back to self-care, pay attention to your thoughts. What are you saying to yourself? How does it play into your karma? Which part of your karma does it support? Does it support the origin or the evolution? Right? And as with everything we do, this is evolutionary. What you're going to create today is not necessarily what you will create in a year or 5 years or 7 years. So one of the ways that I test my statements, purpose, values, all of that, is I'll say it out loud and I'll see how it makes me feel. If I don't get that joyitude or that excitement, if I'm not sparked inside, it's time to reevaluate. Things have changed. And let me also, okay, that, yeah. So the other thing that's really important on this is right now, especially right now, the messages that I've been getting for, and Vicki, this goes back to this whole precog stuff, right? The messages that I have been getting for 2-3 months, things are rapidly shifting. What you think is going to unfold is not necessarily what's going to unfold. So stay nimble, stay open, stay fluid, stay in flow, stay receptive, because doors are going to open. Yes. And I know this is a huge message for me, but I also truly believe, and this was what was largely baked into the Lionsgate meditation, this is what's available for everybody on the planet, especially those who are doing this work. The people who are on a conscious evolutionary path, right? They're actually taking action in their lives to align themselves to their own evolution. Cindy?
I just had one question, just so I'm following you. When you talk about the support versus evolutionary, you're talking about those things that are already present for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
evolutionary is how those change and new things come into light.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. That's it. That's it. That's such a relative statement, isn't it? It's a lot, right? It's much more nuanced than one would think.
But what if, Cindy,
Mhm.
everything is already here for us? We just have to align to it. What if there's just an open field of endless possibility? We just got to hop on that radio station.
Yep. Do you guys believe that for yourselves? And so this all of a sudden takes on so much more importance, doesn't it? Because we don't dream big. You know, Anne's statement, but I'm humble. How does being humble serve you?
Oh, it keeps me safe.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because what I was referring to is stepping out of my box. And all of us have done it many, many times.
Yeah.
But if you step out of your box, like you said, and it doesn't feel right, you go, this isn't the right space, which Vicky said, it's all here. And we can grab the right ones and go, phew, no, or yay. And so mine was more of, oh, this is exciting. And I can feel the vibrations in my body about how exciting that is. But it's also sort of like, oh, wow, that's a feeling I haven't had before. It's just like the first time I channeled, it was hilarious because I'm in it going, am I supposed to be here? Oh, I guess it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll add that last month's contraction and expansion really helped me look at things in a different perspective, because when you let go of the not mine's, you allow for space for mine to come through. But, like a flute, if you're so clogged up with everybody else's shit, then you can't blow beautiful music.
Yeah. I think that's why one of the most important statements we can make to myself is this for me? You know, whether it's helping out our kids, helping out a friend, getting involved in anything. Is this for me? Does this align with what I want to create in my life? Because we all play small. I do, and I'm not risk adverse. I'll take a chance. I'll throw it at the wall and see if it sticks. And I think that's by design, right? And I'm going back into, I don't think we're meant to know everything that's out in that field. Right?
That's why I think, linking back to what you said, Vicky, the thought that went through my mind is it's all been there. It's all there and has been there for a long time. What's my readiness to be a part of that, or to embrace that, or whatever, so that it's not like it becomes something totally foreign, as you have increase your awareness of the fact, oh yeah, this really is. And oh yes, I really can be and do that. So I like your comment there.
Yeah.
And I think when you know it's there, then that sets everything in motion for you to take the actions to align with what is there.
Even if you don't know what it is.
Even if you don't know what it is. You just know
Yeah.
it's there because you have, in my opinion, that's where faith comes in.
Yeah.
I trust and I surrender.
And I think that's part of the magic of not always having to know all the details around it. It's resonating with that feeling of what that feels like to, whether it's a job opportunity or a project you're working on, and that you see it come to fruition. You don't have to know all the details, but you just get so excited because you know it's just going to be so darn fun.
Which is really hard because you
Hard.
want it to happen now as fast as possible. And you want to know, okay, is this really going to work?
So
Does it
true.
have to really work to be successful? Or are there particles of it that are extremely successful,
Mhm.
but maybe the ultimate wasn't? Maybe it was not quite a bomb,
But
but
Anne,
there's other pieces.
well, and what if it's better?
Yeah.
Because to what Teresa said is we don't know truly everything that's out there available to us. You guys, what if our little peanut brains couldn't even come up with how magical it could really be?
Yeah.
Mhm. How's that feel, Teresa,
Good.
to hear what you've been teaching us? It's like,
I
finally.
Patience.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that is my least favorite.
It's my only mantra. When I stay present, I am more patient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we're more open and available to what is. And then we can go slow and get through to success. And if we're evolving, the definition can evolve too.
Yeah.
And accepting what is,
Yes.
Including the
Mhm.
bullshit.
including the bullshit. Mostly bullshit.
That's interesting.
That's why my mantra's just one step. Just one step.
Mhm.
Just do that. The next step will show up.
It's true.
That has too many demands for me. There has to be a goal to where you're going and
We're so goal driven in society, and it's so restrictive
Yeah.
because we're focused on meeting, whether it's like a job, like your review time or whatever. We're so focused on meeting that goal. All of these other opportunities have just darted right on by.
Yes. Because we have to keep our
Eye on
focus.
the prize. Keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the prize, you may not even know what the prize
I
is.
know it went left.
It's over there.
Oh, so playful.
See, we have been listening, Teresa.
I love it. This
Yeah,
is
it's a
amazing.
lovely place to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This was such a interesting one to start with. When you read them out loud, I was like, I don't know where I fit into this. But I feel like as soon as we got to like the safety one, it really hit home, but in a different way than I never really realized. Because I picture like, safety is in like structures and financials and security. But I'm like realizing it's so much more like not feeling safe in family and community and relationships and feeling like people won't accept me if I show who I am. So either they're going to abandon me or I have to abandon myself.
Hmm.
And like that's that's been like that really hit in here. It's like, whoa. And I've been aware of it because I've like it's something in my relationship with Michael that I've like realized how much I've grown in, and like I know I have an anxious attachment style. So like I've been doing the work, but to really be like, whoa, no, this is like it's been here since I was a kid and just keeps showing up differently. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Abandonment.
yeah, abandonment's a huge one. Is safety is your
Yeah.
and it can manifest in a couple of ways. And I'm a Libra. I do this and have done this in my life. If you don't get abandoned, you abandon. You're like, nope, sorry, I don't play that game. I'm leaving.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everybody has an aspect of safety, but for many who had trauma, especially in their formative years, that's a strong theme. And when I look at safety for myself, because I've been looking at it for many years, right? I need to feel safe in myself, right? I need to feel like I am my own safe harbor. My brother's constantly, when I speak to him, which isn't often, but telling me every time I do speak to him, God, you just say whatever you think and whatever you believe. There's no filter. I said, no, there isn't. Because otherwise, how do you know how to interact with me? How do you know what I'm thinking and what I feel and what I need? And I don't take offense if you don't agree with me. You don't have to, nor should you. This is my world. I'm sharing my world. If you're courageous enough, you'll share yours, and then we can find our common ground. So, feeling safe enough in who you are, that's a huge, I don't think that's one that we, yeah. I was going to say that's not one I'll ever stop learning, but I don't think that we ever master our karma. Ever. I don't think that's what karma is designed for. It's designed for us to continuously grow it within ourselves. Vicky?
Agree. And I also think there's more than just personal karma.
I agree.
Like
And
the United States has really created some karma. So
okay, so let's look at that. Let's go there for a minute. You know I don't do politics, but let's go there. So if it is acting reckless, right?
sure.
What is the flip side to recklessness? You want me to pull it back on the screen?
Discernment and wisdom.
Yeah.
And I think to get to a karmic tipping point.
Yep. Yeah. I 100% believe that what is happening needs to happen.
Agree. As bad as it is.
As bad as it is.
Agree. And I think, again, no politics, but perhaps the leader is just the vessel that is.
Okay. So here's another perspective. Can you imagine what his next life's going to be like?
It's going to be a goat. Like a literal goat. Just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, talk about signing up for an absolute shit show. Talk about signing up to be Hitler. You know, the same stream of perception. Hitler had his fans. I mean,
The free will, I think, went left somewhere on those individuals, but that negates the fact that we have karma, country karma, we have family karma, generational trauma, just
mhm.
turned into family. I just think there's so many levels of karma. And in my opinion, that is part of our evolution, is to dance through that whilst raising the vibration.
Exactly. So when we talk about, okay, what's on our field, it includes the perceptions we have of all the other things that are going on in the world. The Congo, Gaza, so on and so forth, right?
Mhm.
So what are you going to pick up off the field? What are you going to carry forth? Where's your torch?
It's like a
Right.
Rubik's Cube of WTF.
Yeah.
And you pick the cube that you could bring most value.
Yeah.
And that should be a shirt, Heidi.
It should be a shirt.
Life's a
I was
Rubik's
thinking the same thing.
You guys, I'm so sorry. My kitty just threw up, which
Oh,
I mean, it's actually a good sign because she's been sick and she's normally a barfer and she hasn't barfed in 5 days. And so I feel like she's back to herself. So I'm so sorry. I just got to get it cleaned up because she did not hold back. It's a pile. So my apologies and sorry for the graphics. I can hear you. I'm just trying to, and of course, she's 2 inches from the hardwood floor. She has to barf on the carpet.
Yeah.
yep.
So my apologies, but I love you girls. And I was just thinking, as I was doing that, I am so glad it's this group because I could not imagine the meeting that I have in about 30 minutes, this happening, and me having to explain to 5 guys that my cat just barfed and it's a good sign.
Oh my God. Oh.
So what did Hitler come back as?
I don't know. That's a great question. One of the kids in
Pigeon.
the what's that?
A pigeon.
A pigeon?
God, those are dumb birds. They're sweet, but yeah.
They're just, yeah, they live rough lives.
Yeah. Maybe a kid in the Congo mines.
Yeah. Makes my head hurt.
Yeah. And I also want to expand the objective of your karma is to move into wisdom or love or peace, right? So if we focus on holding the resonance of that energy as often and as long and as big as we can, think of how that's not only going to influence our own success, but the success of our community, the success of our planet. So I really believe that, when we are focused on our karmic objective, we're fulfilling our role on the planet, right?
And raising the collective consciousness.
Raising the collective consciousness. Yeah.
It's a lot to ponder. And I like to put things in order methodically.
Yeah. So I'll send out the PowerPoint, and I will send out Cindy, and I'll send out the worksheets that I created, and play with them and see what you come up with. And if you want to have conversations, let me know.
That gives us permission for our karmic objective to continue to evolve, right?
Yeah. Yep. All
Teresa,
right.
thank you. This has been such a delightful session because of the interaction and the dialogue, and just this vessel for this type of theme, I guess, for this month is so incredibly powerful.
Thank you. I agree.
And Vicky, I love what you said. We are listening, Teresa. Like we are learning. Can you tell? And I love each of the comments from all of you. It's fun to see your evolution. And I will just remind you that I learn from you guys too, that you give me a different perspective than maybe what I thought, and you open my mind to other things. So just your knowledge base and your evolution. I could not pick a better group to be on this ride, or you're in my radio station. That's what you are. You are my radio station.
Oh. Yeah, this was brilliant. I'm so excited to see where you're going to take this. All right. I love you guys.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Cindy, we have an update? I know you talked a little bit about your staff, your new staff and all this, but what about Taro and
Well, Taro's a bit on the back burner, even though I'm still continuing my second level of training, which is new, which is called Transformation to Tarot Coaching, that will actually support moving into doing like a 3-month relationship with someone so that you co-create with them over a period of time versus the one-shot reading.
Nice. Thank you. Sounds interesting.
And how did your conversation with your sisters go?
Thank God it was phenomenal. And my my youngest sister summarized it to her partner on the phone. And she said, we all decided we're going to off each other. Meaning that if any of us were in, really bad shape, couldn't function, didn't have any brain left or anything, we would find a way to get some type of something to them to help them end. Which is crazy. But it needed to happen, and it's so good it did, because it means we're all on kind of a similar page. I was dreading it. I was scared to death, but that's where it ended.
Yeah. Did you have the conversation in the ethers beforehand?
No.
Oh, so good. You just sent your intention out.
Yeah, no, my youngest sister and I had talked about it. And in fact, when we got there, she kind of off to the side said, so do you have your speech prepared?
Oh,
Oh,
And I didn't have a speech prepared. And she actually got the conversation going. And then I kind of moved into my areas of concern. So, but anyway, it's pretty amazing.
that's awesome. Do you know human euthanasia is actually legal in Oregon?
I know. And the interesting thing that I revealed to them, which I had never told them, was that I administered a final dose of morphine to my mother.
Oh,
Because we had the morphine. She was so far out of it. It was causing great pain for everyone. And I thought, she's not living anymore. It's over. It's over. And I was scared to death to tell them that. But they actually responded with, that was a good decision, Cindy. So.
Wow, that's courageous. Good for you. Yeah. Wow. I think Heidi
I'm
lost
sure your
her.
mother is thanking you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the first person I told about it was her very, very best friend who knew her so well. And
Mm.
she was like, thank God, Cindy, I'm so glad you did that. It was the right thing. But it was, I mean, I felt in my heart it was the right thing, but to hear that from someone who's so close to my mom and
Mhm.
my family, it was like, thank you, God. It was just, because I've not told a lot of people, because that was part of the conversation with my sisters was my one sister kept saying, but it's illegal. And if somebody reports you, you could be prosecuted and sent to jail for killing someone, which then broadened the conversation in a very positive way.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Wow.
Bye.
Bye.